So
Absolutely.
is that, up there in the Northeast, obviously there's a lot more population density, a lot more metropolitan area. Is that kind of what you don't like to drive in, or is it weather related? If you had to pick something that wasn't your favorite about the Northeast?
It's the high volume of traffic that really kind of bothers me.
Mhm.
When I started driving truck, when I was with my trainer, I know John F. Kennedy Airport like the back of my hand. That's where we ran. And so I kind of got thrown into that very early on, the whole New York City Bronx, all that stuff.
Mhm.
Really early on in my career. And it's just the magnitude of people that are in a hurry to go absolutely nowhere.
Right, hurry up and away.
And they live there and they know the two right lanes closed, but they're going to take it out to the last second, and it just further slows the progression of things down,
Sure.
of us moving along. And that's probably my biggest thing. And you have to be very careful up in the Northeast because trucks aren't allowed in certain places, and you have low bridges and weight restrictions, and you just have to be very, very careful up there. And it can be sometimes very tedious for a brand new driver.
Oh, I bet. I mean, I can't imagine John F. Kennedy Airport for somebody that's been driving for 20 years in a Honda Civic, let alone what you're driving. So that's something that I don't, I always say on the show, I really tip my cap to you guys because there's places I wouldn't take my four-wheeler if you paid me to, and you guys are up there in these huge trucks with full loads, dealing with idiots all over the road. Is it worse as far as the idiots are concerned? Do you think it's worse because of like the attitude of the Northeast, or do you think it's just because of that population, like you mentioned? There's just so many more people.
Well, there's a lot of people, and I just think that, I don't know, I've seen a big change and shift in everybody's hurry and attitude over the last 5 or 6 years.
Mm.
And just driving in general all over has gotten a lot worse out here. Everybody is in just such a hurry and has to be first, and they'll darn near hurt themselves or don't care if they do someone else to be there.
Mhm.
And it's scary. And I think it's just this rush, hurry mentality that everybody has. And it's just, I think that's just that with the population up there is just so many people. I can't even begin to wrap my mind around how much time they spend in their vehicle every day to and from work.
And that's saying something for your occupation. You can't wrap your mind around it. What do they think? I mean, it totally makes sense. And, I was just on I-5 a couple days ago, and there was a guy. It's funny, I already mentioned a Honda Civic. That's why it was fresh in my mind. He was in a Honda Civic, and he was diving in. It was only 2 lanes there on that portion of the freeway, and he was jumping into the right lane and passing a couple people, and then jamming it back in not enough room to jam it back in. And it got to the point where he was doing that for so long that he was far off in the distance, and I couldn't even see him. And when I eventually took my exit and got into town, I pulled up right next to him at the stoplight. And making those dangerous maneuvers and putting all those people in jeopardy, including trucks. There was a bunch of trucks that he cut off and was way up, tailgating them and everything like that. It just was like, I wish that he would have recognized my face and known that all that he did provided him literally nothing. We got to the same place at the same time.
I chuckle about that all the time. It's like, your blood pressure is sky high because you were doing all that. Look, you're behind me at the stoplight now.
Right.
It's so funny to me. That really is.
And when people drive like that, I feel like they're, you remember the chance cards in Monopoly? It's like, yeah, you might get there quicker. You might also cause a 40-car pileup, and you don't really have control of that, especially if you're not a very good driver. So, I guess maybe I'll take this opportunity to just tell everybody that's listening, stay safe, nice, loose, relaxed grip on the steering wheel. Keep that stress level down a little bit while out there on the road.